Hello, I'm Joe the King Cow. I see a little sort of trend of people sharing their role-playing game experiences, so I decided to share one of mine in a similar fashion to the one of Spoony or Noah Antwiler. So don't worry, I'll put the link to his original video down below. So this is a sort of counter monkey and unofficial one, I think. So, little background. I've been role-playing for at least, I don't know, ever since 2003. I'm 25 right now, so do the math. Must be 9-10 years maybe, not sure. I'm gonna share with some of you my role-playing stories, the ones of failure, epic, and stupid. I might get people around, people coming by into the room and blah. So, first off, let me share with you one of my, how to say it. This happened not long ago. Okay, so in order to protect the players' identities and their stories, I will call them by their real names, so you can pinpoint them. So, in my time as a DM, I've been running a lot of games, such as Mage the Ascension, Hunter the Reckoning, Demon the Fallen. I did a little run of Victoriana. Also, pardon my bad English, it's not my first language, pardon my accent. But one of my biggest, how to say, my favorite games are the horror theme, okay? The horror games. And I'm a huge sucker for anything related to Wild West and all that. So, for a long time, I ran different campaigns of this game. This is the Spanish version. This is Deadlands, the Weird Wild West. Deadlands, it's basically the good, the bad, and the ugly, but the good, the steampunk scientist, the magic bastard, and the zombie, in which is a role-playing game involving horror elements and monsters and demons and shamans and hucksters and all sort of nightmare horror kind of monster creature blah. Let me give you a quick recap of the type of character so you can get an idea of who was whom. Okay, this happened about 2 weeks ago. The characters of the players were Sebi the Huckster. Hucksters are basically guys who can do magic by using decks of poker, by playing poker against the DM. We have to play in real life, and depending on the hands he gets different effects, and so back and forth. Then we had on the party, no, we didn't have a Sykes. No, he wasn't a gunslinger. Oh, the preacher. Nelson, one of my best friends, he was playing a preacher. In Deadlands, preachers have the power of miracles and blessing stuff, and so back and forth. Basically, God helps them out in a little way. Then we had a mad scientist in the party, Diablox, but I don't remember if he was there in the story of... I'm going to tell. God damn it! Sorry. And finally we had Matthias, or Macon. He was playing as a soldier of the Union. So, this group of people were in a town named Tombstone, investigating and trying to get different ideas or gathering clues to investigate some weird happenings in the city of Lost Angels. In Deadlands, there was a horrible earthquake in the city of Lost Angels, which, sorry, the barking, that's my dog. Lost Angels was a huge city, was part of California, until an earthquake. Oh, new art. Until an earthquake basically turned the city into small islands, and a weird cult showed up in there. Okay, so my players went there to investigate something, and the preacher Nelson, Father Will, that's his character's name. He had some experiences in the Old West with another game I run. He was the veteran character of the game. The others were still newbies per se. They were still getting a hold of it and learning the new tricks of the trade. Oh, interesting. So here they are. Sorry, I only used the English version. This is the Spanish version of the book, so this new art and so back and so on, and it will make easier for the explanation. Hold on, what the hell is? Wait, what? Shit. Sorry. The book is missing a couple of pages because it's... Hold on. Shit. Right. Okay. Sorry, as I was telling. So, this guy had experience with some of the weirdness of Deadlands and some of the horror mythos and creatures. So during the game, the guys were in a bar, and suddenly, a little backstory. Before the game, a couple of sessions before, they faced with a guy named Whitley. For those who know who the Whitley family is, you know how fucked up my players were. If you don't, they're basically a family of people who like each other a lot, and who might know one or two things about the darkness. So, during that little event, they face off, sorry for the moving of the camera, these specters known mainly as the Hanging Judges. The Hanging Judge is basically, imagine a Nazgul from the Lord of the Rings, but being a gunslinger. Basically, this beautiful horror. Hold on. Oh shit. This beautiful horror. The Hanging Judge. They fought a couple of them. And the party survived. I don't know how. Thing is, there's a rule about the Hanging Judges. If you're a player and you're about to hear this, you will learn how fucked up you are. If you don't want to know the little secret about the minion Hanging Judges, yes, I said minion because there's bigger ones. I will do this little gesture. When I do, you stop, you skip a little seconds until I do it again, okay? So basically, my players fought these Hanging Judges. They fought two of them. But what they didn't know about the Hanging Judges was, okay, you can, if you don't want spoilers, just wait, is the fact that the Hanging Judges, they don't die unless you hang them. They will come back for you until you hang them. Okay, spoiler over. So, my players were in this bar in Tombstone. They were trying to get information about a gunslinger that they fought before, a guy named Stone. If you don't know who Stone is, you poor bastard. If you know who Stone is, and you wonder how my players survived, because they're lucky son of a bitches. That's all I'm gonna say. Basically, okay, you see this horrible nightmare horror gunslinger in the cover? That's Stone. If you fight Stone, you are losing. If you face Stone, there's something wrong, okay? So, they were trying to gather information about Stone and about what this cult on Lost Angels was up to, because they knew that there was something dark about it. And they met a guy known as the Old Pit. If you are a DM of Deadlands, you know who the Old Pit is, and you know how fucked up they are. Yeah, I sound like a horrible person, but I am. I like to put some challenges to my players. So, while they were on the bar, one of the players outside hears this weird sound, like a shriek. Something that sounds like a Nazgul. And out of nowhere, two hanging judges appear. So the party immediately goes like, what the fuck? We just killed those guys like yesterday. And the fighting ensues. The players were, like I was saying, Diablox was the mad scientist, but I believe he wasn't that day on the game. Nelson, who was playing Father William or Will. Matthias or Mackenzie, who was playing as I believe his name was Jericho, the Union soldier. Seppi, who was playing as a huckster, and there were 3 NPCs on the place that were going to follow them, members of the party. These were Mary. Mary, she was the girlfriend of the huckster, old Pete, who was there giving them info, and Lacey O'Malley, who basically is a mudcracker, a reporter of Deadlands. So these 2 creatures show up. The guys start fighting it. The mad scientist... No. The soldier had a flamethrower thanks to the mad scientist. And he shoots one in the back. The thing starts burning itself. The other guys managed to kill the second hanging judge. That's not important. How it happened. Thing was, there was 1 hanging judge left. So, this is what happened. The guys were in a bar. The hanging judge is on fire. Why? Because science. The hanging judges are specters, but there's certain things that can harm them, like special kinds of fire. And they managed to set it ablaze. The thing is burning. This fucking Nazgul is fucking burning. So, Seppi manages to freeze him? No, managed to make snowfall inside the bar. Then the mad scientist, yeah, he was there because he shot it. He used a weapon that each bullet had like nitrogen and started to freeze him slowly. The priest developed a miracle in which he could bless special objects in order to make them hit immaterial things like ghosts. So he blessed everything in the bar with an incredible roll, and then wearing these knuckles, these sacred knuckles. Yeah, because basically the priest in Deadlands work pretty much like the priest of Helsing. Okay, they're that badass, or the Vatican according to Van Helsing. So the guy tackles the motherfucker, the fucking specter, the fucking ghost, this fucking Nazgul, and he starts punching him and grabbing him by the back to try to choke him. The soldier used a special whip to wrap it around the neck of the thing and try to break its neck from the back, while the priest was punching the living shit out of him and holding him for the other guys to do whatever they wanted. And then Mary rolled her dices. The character was still new. She didn't know what to do. So she rolls a double ace. Aces are when you throw a dice like a d10 and you get 10, and then you repeat the roll and you add every success to the main roll. She got 2 aces. Her roll was so fucking epic that while the priest was holding this nightmare creature from the back, she takes one of these cans of Western bar cans where people used to spit. She runs to this motherfucker. She slaps him, not one, not two, but 3 times in the face. Bang, 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 and then she shoves that fucking thing into the hood of the fucking thing and left him for blind. And I describe how this Nazgul looking motherfucker shouts like an Nazgul inside a bucket. The players, they cannot fucking believe it. Nobody cared. Everyone was like, you are supposed to be afraid of these things. And everyone was fucking laughing. So, at the end, the guys managed to break its neck and choking it with a whip and killing it. Thing is, the hanging judge had so much bad luck and bad rolls. He even tried to punch one of the characters and he got a failure. He got like he got a 1. And that meant that the hanging judge tried to slap him but basically broke his wrist or something like that. Or worse. The character, that monster, had so many bad rolls and it was so fucking funny to see it fail that my players decided to name him Larry, the hanging judge. The failing hanging judge. So what's the lesson of the story? Sometimes you can have the most badass monster, the most badass villain, but one roll can make him an absolute failure. So, that's why I personally try to do the rolls when nobody is looking, even if that's cheating. So that's my little story of Deadlands. That's the story of Larry, the hanging judge. If you like this story, I can share others with you. I might tell the one from Werewolf and Demon the Fallen. That's a funny one, an interesting one about breaking the fourth wall. So that's pretty much it. That's my little story. I can tell it in Spanish if any of you Spanish viewers wants to hear it more properly. I'm sorry about the bad quality of the video and not having a mic or anything like that. I'm just going guerrilla in this way, okay? So that's the story of Larry, the wannabe hanging judge.